now. Hi, everyone. So we are glad to be back again. And last week we talked about the 7 tips for landing your dream job. And so those were our recommended job search strategies. If you missed that, we definitely encourage you to go back and catch up on that, as well as the prior weeks. This is our week 5. And as I said, we are excited. Mo is going to be leading us in a conversation on career advancement strategies. So definitely grab your notes and pen and get ready to just get all of those nuggets and cool stuff. So Mo, it's all yours.
Thank you, Dami. Well, welcome everybody. If you're watching this video, this is week 5. I will tell you that this has been the most commitment I've made to any live video webinar so far. I can't believe that we've been on 5 weeks straight, and that is a whole lot of commitment, you know. And it's just because we want to share what we have with so many people out there in the world. I want to help people get back their career, especially to take it to the next level. And so we've looked at the foundational blocks of building a career. We've looked at the definition of what a career is, as opposed to what we have believed that is just a job or just a work. We've seen that it's something holistic that has huge impact on our lives. We've seen that it's something that defines meaning, that defines learning, that gives us opportunity to grow, and you know, it's something that's going to build us for a major part of our life. And we've seen that our career is the shoulder that burdens every other aspect of our lives. And we see that if our career is not well taken care of, we see other aspects of our life breaking down. And in the second edition, Dami, you spoke about vital components that we need to consider while building a career. You talked about passion, skill, vision, significance, and that was incredible. And then we looked at how we can achieve our career goals. We looked at truly what pushes people to achieve. We saw that it's usually a desire, a deep desire. And we looked at the inner 3-step process, which is our belief to our behavior and our becoming. And we saw that the reason why a lot of people are not achieving their career goals is because truly there's a subconscious belief that is not in alignment with what they want to achieve, what their desire is. And then we looked last week on recommended job strategies for people who are going back into the job market, where we're teaching you how to look holistically and to pursue that which is in alignment with your passion, so that your work will have meaning in your life, so that you can derive and reap fulfillment out of your career. Today, I'm going to talk about 5 career advancement strategies. How do I take my career from point A to point B? How do I move it forward, especially now that the world is opening up after a serious, huge impact of the pandemic? You really want to be able to take your career to the next level. And there are 5 strategies that I'm going to share with you today. Number 1 is the strategy of rewriting your profile. Rewriting your profile. You are going back into the world. The world is reopening after series of lockdown. Now, it's possible that your brand must have been, covered up in the whole thing that's been happening, all right? What you need to do now is to find a way to reintroduce yourself to your industry. Find a way to reintroduce yourself to your market. And how do you do that is by simply writing down your profile. To start with, if you need to ask anybody, have you ever sat down to write your profile? I've been in positions where people wanted to invite me to speak, and it was at that point I realized I didn't even have a ready-made profile to send to them. And so I had to start scripting out something to write, and that is not too healthy, in building a professional brand, a professional career. So what you want to do is that you want to have your profile written down somewhere. An updated profile. Don't forget, what we are talking about is if you're going to reintroduce yourself, that means you're going to have to update several parts of your profile that highlights, your recent developments, your recent learnings, right? Okay, so you have to rewrite your profile. Now, what is a profile? To help people to understand what the profile is. A profile is not just your CV. A profile is an introduction of your essence. Your essence is your why. Why do I have to read about you? Why do I want to work with you? Why do I want to invite you? Why do I even want to learn anything about you? Your profile is the reason why. Your profile is an introduction of your essence. And your profile must capture 4 very important things about you. Number 1, your profile must capture your expertise, or I would call it your competence. The first thing anybody wants to know about you is your competence, what you can do that is so important. What can you do? What can you do? So the first thing anybody wants to be impressed about you is what you can do. That's what really sets you apart. For example, when you are in a cocktail meeting or you are with a bunch of professionals, one of the first questions they ask you is, what do you do? In other words, what I'm trying to ask you is, what is your competence? What do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table that solves problems? So what is your problem-solving skill? What is your problem-solving mission? That's exactly what you should be putting out first in a profile. So when I want to read about you, the first thing I want to say is, what skills do you have that makes it so compelling for me to read about you? The second thing your profile wants to capture is your experience. So after learning about the skill that you use to solve problems, I want to know where you have used this skill to solve problems. How long have you been solving problems with this skill? I want to know about your experience. If you can do this so much, let me know where you've been doing it, how long you've been doing it. So you want to be able to give people your experience in a nutshell. Just what Danny was sharing with us the last time in your profile. Your profile should be able to highlight, where you have spent the majority of your time, expending this skill. You have 10 years experience in working for this, 7 years here, 3 years there. People want to know about your experience. The third thing people want to know about, and what your profile should be capturing, is your difference. Very, very key. After I know about what you can do, and I know about where you've been doing it and the time you've been doing it, for how long, I want to know, okay, so what makes you stand out from other people who can do it, who have been doing it? Okay, so what is your difference? And this is where you have to push out your unique selling point, your USP. Everybody has a USP. Everybody has a USP. In every industry, the professionals who play in that industry don't all possess the same USP. So for example, you have customer service agents who work for different organizations, right? And they're all trained in the art of, responding to clients or responding to customers' inquiries. However, for every organization, they have pinpointed few of their customer service agents that are exceptional. Some of the reason why these telecom agency monitor the conversation between their customer service agents and a customer is usually to get the difference between these people. They want to know why we should keep paying this customer service agent. I want to know why I will keep spending my money on you. So I want to listen to your conversation to know exactly what makes you stand out from the other customer service agent. So in your profile, there must be something that stands out. Yes, we know you can do it. We know for how long you can do it. But please tell me in few words why you are different from every other person who also might be trying to impress us with their competence and their experience. Right. All right, so in going out and in trying to advance your career, this is a number one skill you must be able to take advantage of. How do I rewrite my profile? And this profile should be evident and should reflect on your social media. You must be able, there are people who have opened their social media 5, 6 years ago. Trust me, that social media still reads working for so and so in 2006, and you have not updated your profile. Right. I mean, come on. And of course, Dami, right now, the new strategy to which recruiters now gather information about applicants, they go to their social media. And if your social media is having information that is, you know, a cake 5 years, 10 years ago, it tells a lot about who you are. It tells a lot that you don't take your branding very serious. It tells a lot that you don't pay attention to what people see about you. And they don't want that kind of employee in their company, because you might not, you know, pay attention to the little details about the organization that needs to be taken care of. The number one is to rewrite your profile, and your profile is an introduction of your essence. Your profile is an introduction of your essence that captures your competence, your experience, and your difference. And of course, these three will definitely sum up to your personality. All right.
Right.
The second,
to kind of piggyback on that, guys, we are in a new age. This is a time when, you know, what we used to know as normal is no longer normal.
Yeah, it's a new normal.
It's a time where everyone is forced to start to relearn how the system works. And if you're going to stand out, as Mo said, your why is key. Your why is key. Understanding where you're coming from. What is it that is fueling the choices that you're making, the things that you're doing, the kind of work that you're interested in, the kind of business that you want to start? What is it that is fueling that? Because people are not going to care what you do. As Simon Sinek will say, people are not going to care what you do until they know why you're doing it. What is it that you want to bring to the table that is beyond yourself? And that's where self-awareness comes in, really understanding yourself and knowing, you know, this is who I am, and this is why I am inspired to do the things that I do. And when you understand both of those things, you're able to put your best foot forward, whether it is on your profile writing or it is in-person presentations of yourself. You know, it doesn't matter where it is, you're going to be able to put your best foot forward, because now you not only understand what you want to do. So when you see a job, you're not like, oh, I want to do that job. Well, why do I want to do that job? You know, because I want a job that gives me opportunity to help people do XYZ. So guys, it is important to take a moment. If there's any benefit that we have out of this time, it is the reality that we now can actually self-reflect. We can now, you know, work on the things that we would otherwise not be able to work on in a busy world. But now COVID has humbled everyone, has kept us all in a place where we're really able to take the time to work on what is important. And when all of this is over, I believe it's going to be over. When it is over, you know, you want to be ready with something that is authentic, that is real, that is valuable.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Jamie. So you made mention of one word I like so much. We are living in the new normal. This world is not the normal world; it's the new normal. And so it's important to also understand the rules of engagement in this new normal world. It's easy for you to assume that you still have that brand before the new normal world. It's easy for you to assume that you still have that same impression on people before the new normal world, but you didn't understand that the process to get into the new normal world has changed a lot of people, and changed their perception and the way they want to approach life going forward. So if there's anything that doesn't strike a chord in them about you, about what you do, they might not carry you along. And we're talking about opportunities here. We're talking about businesses here. We're talking about major market share. So there are products that we're doing. Okay, so for example, I was told that I think it was Coca-Cola. Yes, Coca-Cola brought a new product, and that product was I'm trying to remember the product. It was a drink. I can't remember the name of the drink right now. And I used to enjoy it before the lockdown. And all of a sudden, while the lockdown happened and the pandemic, I couldn't see that product anymore. And so I went to where I usually get this product, and the woman said, "Oh, they haven't, done any product since. They haven't got new products, and we don't know why." And so we did a research, and we found out that that same product was in the process of, they're trying to rebrand that product. They're trying to reintroduce that product back to the market because certain dynamics in the market changed. And so they needed to introduce the product all over again. We're going to get to that strategy in a bit. One of the strategies talks about how you're going to introduce yourself. Well, basically, this first step is a profile. As corporate professionals in your industry, you must have a ready-made profile, ready for people to be able to read about you, to convince them of who you are. Number 2 strategy is network and networking. This is not a new strategy, but it's vital that people rethink how this strategy is of utmost benefit to their career advancement. You should take this strategy very serious. During the pandemic, people were not able to go out. They weren't able to see themselves physically, but we saw a high level of appreciation of network through online networking groups. WhatsApp groups were very active. Facebook groups were very active in this pandemic period because people now saw that as the only alternative to keep in touch with people. Now, after the pandemic, or as the world is reopening, don't forget that this networking style is still the most effective. You must identify groups of people within your network or within your industry that share your belief, that share your goal, share your aspiration, and be able to join their network. In every industry has networks. And the reason why a lot of people are stuck in their career, one of the reasons is they don't belong to an active networking group. On LinkedIn, you will see that LinkedIn also has network groups where you can join, and you see people who also are in that same industry, some of them even working on the same project like you're working on, so that they can encourage collaboration, they can encourage partnership, so that everybody can step out of their shell and experience another person's work ethic, another person's experience that can sharpen you. Even the Bible says that iron sharpeneth iron. So I don't see how you can truly succeed in your career without identifying people who are also in that same direction. There is a quote I love so much. It says, if you want to how is the quote? The quote that says, if you want to succeed, work alone. If you want to be significant, work with others. I love that quote. I can't remember how that quote goes. Dami, do you remember that quote?
Yes.
Please tell me.
I think it's, if you want to, what's the,
well,
I remember the.
If your journey is short, walk alone. But if your journey is far, walk with other people. Something like that. Yeah. Something like that. I like that quote so much.
Right there.
But, yeah, it's just right there. So the idea is, if you know your journey is far and you still have so much to accomplish, you can't walk alone. You have to work with other people. There are people's inputs that you need, very critical.
Yeah.
In network groups, you have people who are just the key to opening the door you've been knocking for so long in your life. There are people who know and who have contacts of people that you need to be in contact with. Okay, so you must play your part in networking groups. How do you play your part in networking groups? You must be able to share. So when you are in a network group, let's say you are in a network group on Facebook, on WhatsApp, on LinkedIn, people just join network groups and they just become what I would call monitoring spirits. That's not so good for your career, because in a network group, what you're supposed to be doing is that you're supposed to also share your own ideas, share your own expertise on a particular problem or a particular topic that people are discussing of interest. Number 2, you're also supposed to be collaborating. You're supposed to be collaborating. Number 3, you're also supposed to be acknowledging people and acknowledge their their winnings. You're supposed to be celebrating their winnings. Active participation on your network group increases your visibility on that network. Increases your visibility on that network. And what you want to do and achieve with visibility is to get people on that network group to recognize you, to fish you out for certain opportunities that are life-changing. So let me give you an example. Like I shared with you the other time we were live. One of the very renowned speaker here in Nigeria, his name is Niyi Adesanya. A friend of mine was telling me that he belongs to Niyi Adesanya's, group, exclusive group. But however, in that group, there are a lot of people, sharing, collaborating, acknowledging, and playing the rules of networking. But this, my particular friend, wasn't so visible, wasn't actively participating. So at the time, there was an opportunity for Niyi Adesanya to pick few facilitators to go facilitate a training for a bank. And he was picking people, and he forgot to pick this other guy. And so after the training, many months after the training, Niyi Adesanya saw this, my friend, and he says, "Hey, where have you been? Where have you been?" He says, "Oh, I've been around." He said, "But I haven't been seeing you because there was a training that I was picking up facilitators, and for some reason, your name didn't come to my mind, for some reason." And the guy said, he has been around, but he said, "Because you haven't been participating, I haven't been seeing you." And that is the problem. A lot of the things that would have helped our career move forward, a lot of the information that would have gotten to help us seize an opportunity in our industry, we missed it because why? We were not visible on our network platform. We're not visible. When there were people, chatting and sharing ideas, you were not visible. And so there are two types of network groups that you must know exist. Number one, personal network groups where you have your friends and your family. Number two, professional network groups where you have your work colleagues and other professionals in your industry, either here or diaspora. All right. Now, here is my advice to people who are, trying to look for network groups to join. I would advise that, yes, you'll be part of the two, but spend quality time with your personal network and spend quantity of time with your professional network. In other words, be more visible on your professional network groups to be able to see what is going on, to be able to contribute. However, you can also give quality of time to your friends and to your family network groups. I say that all the time because it's in your professional network groups that you build your career. That's where you build your career. And I told you that every other thing in your life is on the shoulder of your career. What will family and friends be of benefit if you are not making money? If you're not making money, even your family will not want to associate with you. Your friends will not want to associate with you because you're not advancing in your career. So you need to spend quantity of time in your professional network group than your family group. I say that all the time. Don't mix sentiment, emotions with your career. You must understand what you are trying to build, and you have to build that, with no apologies to anybody, so that, where you see yourself, you can fulfill that you have built something, and that is from which you can give back to your friends and your family. All right. I also want to say this, that in your professional group, that is where you can also see opportunities. And I said this in the last video, that opportunities are locked in people's response to you. It's not God that will come down and just shower you opportunities. God is going to use people in your professional network group and people that you meet generally to respond to you with opportunities. And the reason why they will respond to you is because they are responding to an action that you are taking. So if people see that you are taking actions on your group or your network platform, they will respond to you with opportunities. Number three strategy you have to use to advance your career, and it's very important that you really pay attention to this, is train and get certified. Train and get certified. Yeah. Okay, so let's break this down like this, because this is, quite a bit. The reason why you are in that profession, in that industry, or in that profession is because you have obtained a certain training. And what training does is to enhance your skill to be able to perform a job. And now this training is what qualifies you to identify with a particular industry or a particular group of professionals, right? Now, it is this training that gives people the confidence that you are able to do a particular job and they're able to employ your services to do a particular job. But here is the trick to training. A lot of people train and they don't retrain. Now, a lot of people retrain and they don't get certified. Now, let me break this down. Train, retrain, get certified. So, Dami, you know that here in Nigeria, we went through the SSCE, that's GS1 to GS3. You finish your SSCE, you got your O levels, then you proceeded to the university, right? And then you finish, you got your degree. Dami, tell me the truth. After the university, have you been through other trainings?
I mean, I have been through all that trainings, you know, within my professional work, because you just need to. I mean, you need to.
And quite frankly, it's not that the training you went for after the basic university training was any training that was so far-fetched of what you knew.
Right.
But the idea was to enhance your skill.
Yeah.
It was to enhance it. So people who go through more training are just enhanced professionals.
Right.
They are better suited and equipped to deliver more results on the job than someone who has the basic training. And that's what people need to understand. You need to retrain yourself and so that you can enhance your skill. That's two. Number three, in that same process, is to get certified. Dami, I know, has a lot of certification that has made her more qualified for the job. I mean, just looking at her, I know, you know that she's an embodiment of qualifications. You know, and this is what people need to understand. People say, oh, I don't think qualifications are necessary. Well, let me put it like this. If you watch the first video on building foundational blocks of a career path, I spoke about three blocks that you need to build a career path. I spoke about skill, I spoke about work, and I spoke about business. Now, here is this, because you see, you have to go watch the first video to understand where we're coming from. Now, you see, you can, in your work, you have a job. Your job is the task, the description you have to meet in order to achieve a result. But you see, in your work, you can either work in three modes. Let me put it three modes of work, right? You can either work as an employee, you can either work as a self-employed, or you can either work as an entrepreneur. Now, here is the trick. Somebody say, I don't need certifications. Well, if you're going to be working as an employee, you have no choice but to get trained and to get certified in your training. You have no choice. Number two, if you're going to work as a self-employed, here it is. As a self-employed, it means that you run your own business, okay? And you solve problems for clients. Now, for your clients to have their utmost confidence in your delivery, they need to know that you are certified in the way you solve problems. Oh, you see how certification goes a long way. Now, you're an entrepreneur. What's an entrepreneur? People always say entrepreneur are people who are self-employed. Entrepreneur is bigger than that. Entrepreneur is bigger than that. As an entrepreneur, you are what we call a risk taker. You are an adventurer. All right. An entrepreneur is somebody who initiates ideas and drive those ideas and multiply those ideas, you know, to other people. That's entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship doesn't just mean I own a business. Entrepreneurship means I'm the kind of person that takes risk and I take initiatives to venture into something new that other people will want to go into. So as a self-employed business, that's why when you see people's flyers, they will say, who should attend? They will say business owners, entrepreneurs because there's a difference. I could be a business owner and I am not an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
I could just be a self-employed person. Self-employed just means that, okay, nobody's giving you a 30-day salary check from 9 to 5. You just work for other people. So you are still working for other people. You are not really an entrepreneur. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
There's somebody still responsible for your paycheck. It's just that you don't do it in their own terms.
Right.
It's always different. But as an entrepreneur, listen, I mean, what gives you the fulfillment and the prosperity of what you do is your ability to take new initiative, new product into the market and expand it and capture the whole market. As an entrepreneur, your vision is to capture something wider than just being self-employed and just being a business owner or just being an employee. And even in that same vein, as an entrepreneur, you want to be able to enhance your skill by taking courses that develops your appetite, that sharpens your decision making. And those trainings also come with certifications because you want to be sure that you are taking the right steps in your adventurous journey. And so when people read about your profile, so for example, you can call Mark Zuckerberg an entrepreneur. You can call Steve Jobs an entrepreneur. You can call Bill Gates an entrepreneur. Take it from me, if you read their profile, you will see that even when they started their business, they still want to take more courses, more trainings, so that they could build their business intelligence. They could build their entrepreneurial intelligence. And so every time you get trained and you retrain, don't forget that you need certifications so that you could be more visible, so that you could be more impactful in your career. So there are 3 types of certifications I want to introduce to career people. Number 1 is what I will call industry recognized certifications. Every time you do a training, like I've had people who will say, I want to do it. They want to do training with me and take trainings from my consulting practice. One of the questions they ask me is, will I get a certificate? And I'm like, man, you people like certificate too, especially here in Nigeria. We love certificates because, you know, they realize that they won't get the needed recognition from that training if it is not a certificate-based training, because they want to be able to show, because what a certificate does is that it helps you to show that you are equipped to do what you said you could do. And so I will encourage people to say, hey, any training you are going for, also make sure that it is also a certification-based training. All right, get a certification-based training. There are certifications in your industry that are very relevant, highly, highly relevant. I, for one, I'm a management consultant. I'm a management trainer. I'm a life coach. There are certifications that I must have if I'm going to be doing business with the big leagues.
Right.
If I'm going to take my career to the next level, I must have certain certifications that are industry recognized. What do I mean by industry recognized? It means that other professionals, other my counterparts, recognize that certification as a necessity, as a criteria to be able to perform the practice. Number 2, there's what I call nationally recognized certifications. So for example, this is where you have your master's degree. Now, master's degree is so important. Yes, it is. But in some levels in your industry, they are not really industry relevant. So for example, I take a course, I do a master's degree on communications. Yeah, communications. And then I want to work in an advertising firm. In the advertising firm, they have specific certifications and trainings that you must have to be able to manage advertising accounts. Some of these are integrated brand experience, brand communication, marketing and brand infusions. These certifications are very important so that you are able to, streamline your expertise and your skill to the problems that exist in that industry. Just having a master's degree in communication is not enough. that is something that nationally is recognized, but is not truly industry relevant. And now we also have what I call international recognized certifications. And these are certificates that are not really necessarily industry recognized or national recognized, but it will give you an international appeal. So for example, there are certifications on what I would call social work. You have social work in the United States, right? Social work. Yeah. Now, these certifications really don't really appeal to industry, don't really appeal to, in a way, you know, the industry you belong to. But when you go into any other country or any other economy, knowing that you have a certification in social work could help you penetrate into any sector of that country, right? Basically, because every government of every country, you know, have vested interest in social workers.
Right.
So you want to be well positioned to say, oh, yeah, I have a certificate in social work. So wherever industry I get into, wherever country I get into, I can find a job. I can fit into any ministry or any government parastatal, you know, or even any job generally, because it is internationally accepted. So for professionals, you need to be asking yourself, what sort of certifications am I pursuing that is relevant to what I am doing? So that we are not just piling up certifications that don't truly reflect in our performance, in our competence. You know, Dami, I know that you have, you know, worked in HR and you have been very, you know, you have worked closely in recruiting and working with staff. You would say that it's not everybody that came with those certifications that were able to perform on the job, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, I mean, if you were to share your experiences, I'm sure sometimes you were even disappointed at some people who claimed, or even on their CV, they packed a lot of certifications, but they were not able to deliver on the job.
Yeah.
And that's so very crucial. So for your career advancement, look for how you can, first of all, get industry relevant or industry recognized certifications, and then national and then international. The fourth strategy I'm going to be sharing with you is a strategy I call reinventing yourself. Reinventing yourself, aka rebranding, and I'm not going to waste more time on this. Rebranding yourself just means reintroducing yourself from another angle, reintroducing yourself from another perspective. Okay, as the world is opening, economies are opening, people are going to want to see something different from you. There is a course right now that I am developing for some organizations here. It's called performance reprogramming. Performance reprogramming is all about having to rebrand your psychology and your energy for delivering superior value. And this will help, this will mean that you have to relearn, step out of, you know, that character that you have built for yourself and assume another character that's refreshing and that can deliver optimally. Okay, so rebranding just means looking for how you can make another impression, a superior impression on people. So I'll give you 3 examples of people who rebranded. If you look at Pepsi, I tell people, if you look at Pepsi's logo 10 years ago, it's not the same logo that they have currently. They rebranded their logo, and the logo is just a symbol to tell you that every other thing here at Pepsi has been rebranded. Your experience has been rebranded, the taste has been rebranded, all you're going to be seeing from us has been rebranded. But this logo is just the promise that we are letting you know that we are coming at you from a different angle.
Right.
If you look at public figure rebranding, like, you know, we talked about, Steve Harvey is one of the world's recognized talk show hosts, one of the most successful. He said that he started as a stand-up comedian, and as a stand-up comedian, he went to become a radio show host. And from a radio show host, he became an event host. And from being an event host, he became a TV show host, hosting his own TV show and being aired almost all over the world on top TV networks. How did he start? He started from a stand-up comedian. But now people don't just invite, you can't just invite Steve Harvey as a stand-up comedian anymore. I mean, his brand has gone way past being a comedian. He's now somebody you refer to as a talk show host. For presidential debates. He's the kind of person you want to bring as an interviewer for celebrities. You know, his brand has evolved. So what we are saying here in personal reinvention is look for a way to evolve, okay? Evolve beyond who you are now and evolve to something bigger, something better. Okay, so that is a career strategist strategy. Okay, so every professional needs to do that. Every professional needs to do that. I don't know, Dami, did you remember the time where I was a stand-up comedian? Did you remember the time?
Oh yeah.
Really? And then you remember the time where I was a singer-songwriter, music band leader. You remember the time?
Yeah.
You remember the time where I was just a motivational speaker, right?
Yeah.
And now I have evolved. I'm a life coach. I'm a management. That I can't anymore. Not because I don't like them, it's because I have evolved. I have rebranded, right? There was a time that Dami was in the choir. Yeah, Dami, you were in the choir one time, right? Yeah, Dami was a singer in the choir. She was. I remember the one time, Dami, you were an usher in the choir, right? You were an usher in the choir. No, you were an usher in the fellowship. Remember the fellowship?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so everybody has to rebrand. Now, the final strategy I want to share with you is leveraging on the media. You have to take media very important. You have to take your media important. Your social media brand presence is so important. So this ties up to the first point I spoke about, profiling. Do you have your on the media you should be visible on? For example, LinkedIn is a very visible media that you should be playing on. And any other media that is vital and is unique to your career path, because not everybody might be playing on LinkedIn. But if your career, for example, you are building a career as an entertainment entrepreneur, you are an entertainment entrepreneur, maybe you should take your Instagram more seriously. All right, so these 5 strategies are so important. Number 1, rewriting your profile to capture very vital parts of your life. Number 2, finding a network to join and engaging in the rules of networking. Number 3, reinventing yourself. Very important to reinvent yourself. Number 4, to get trained and retrained and get certified in whatever career path you're building. And finally, to leverage on the media. We are in the time of media. You have to be media savvy and media conversant. You can't play on the sidelines right now. You have to fully up your game in how you project yourself on the social media. So these 5 strategies, I guarantee you, if you engage in them, you will move your career definitely to the next level. Yep. So that is it.
Thank you so much. That was very information-packed, and definitely glad that we're doing this together. And can you hear me? It looks like your video was frozen.
Yeah, don't worry. Somebody keeps calling me.
Oh, no.
I just can't be declining the call.
Okay, guys. Well, there you have it. Career advancement strategies. Again, I want to stress that we are doing this because we want to offer value, something valuable to everyone, to as many people as we can, because again, times are changing, and we want people to be better positioned for career success. and fulfillment. So if at any point while watching any of our videos, you have any questions, you need any help, please feel free to reach out to Mo and reach out to me. Mo's YouTube page is the Mo Oladapo.
Yep.
That's correct. Okay. And my YouTube page is Dami Career and Leadership. And you can find out more about us. You can actually watch more of our videos on there, and please subscribe, like the videos, share the videos with people that will benefit from it as well. And again, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. It's what we do. We love helping people. I personally want to help more and more people get in the right jobs. I want to help transform the workplace. So reach out to us. We'd like to help you.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thank you so much, Mo. It's been a great time. And our next session, our live session, is actually on Monday.
On Monday,
August, is it August? What's the date?
That's next
August
Monday
17th.
is 17th.
August 17th, and we're going to be talking about what COVID-19 has revealed about your employer. It's going to be awesome. So get ready. And join us. And if you can't join us, we'll definitely have another recording available for you after that session. So thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, Mo. And
thank you so much, Dami.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Everybody, take care. Bye.
Bye.